Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about bones of skull, and here at the side you can see the diagram of skull in different colors that represent different bones, and you need to take that in mind to better understand our lecture. So we will start our topic with introduction. Human skull is complex structure that is composed of 22 bones that serves to protect the brain, support facial features and enable functions such as chewing and speaking. These bones are categorized into cranial bones and facial bones. The cranial bones primarily shield the brain, while the facial bone contributes to the facial structure and function. Now let's talk about bones of skull that are categorized into two categories, that are cranial bones and facial bones. We will start our topic with the cranial bones. Cranial bones include the frontal bone that forms the forehead and upper part of eye socket. Here you can see in the diagram that part of the part of the skull that is pink in color, slightly pink in color, and that forms the forehead and upper eye part of the eye socket is the frontal bone. It plays a crucial role in facial structure and protecting the brain's frontal lobe. Next bone in the cranial bone is parietal bone that is positioned on either side of skull, and in diagram you can see the blue color bone is the parietal bone. It contributes to the dome shape of the cranium and provides protection to brain's upper region. Third bone of the cranial bone is at the back of skull, that is the occipital bone. Here you can see in the diagram it contains foramen magnum, and that is the opening through which the spinal cord connects to the brain. Further talking about cranial bone, we have temporal bone that is located on the side of skull. Here you can see in the diagram the yellow color bone is temporal bone. It houses the auditory structures that are necessary for hearing and balance. Next bone in cranial bone we have is sphenoid bone that is located just anterior to the temporal bone. You can see in diagram the purple color bone just anterior to the yellow color bone is the sphenoid bone. It is often referred to as a keystone of skull because it connects multiple bones and contains the sella turcica, which holds the pituitary gland. Next we have is ethmoid bone, that is delicate structure involved in formation of nasal cavity and the sense of smell, as it houses the cribriform plate through which olfactory nerve pass. Now let's talk about the facial bones. What are the facial bones here? Facial bone include maxilla that forms the upper jaw. Here you can see the orange colored bone in the facial area is the maxilla. It is essential for facial integrity and support the upper teeth. Next we have is mandible, that is just below the maxilla, and it is pink in color in the diagram. It is also called as lower jaw bone. It is the only movable bone of skull that enable crucial functions like chewing and speaking. Next we have is zygomatic bone. Here you can see in the diagram the green color bone is zygomatic bone that is just beside the maxilla. It is commonly known as cheekbone because it contributes to the facial contour and assists in formation of eye socket. Further in facial bone we have nasal bone that form the bridge of the nose and support the nasal structure, while there is a lacrimal bone that helps house the tear ducts facilitating tear drainage. Here you can see the purple color bone just in front of the skull is the nasal bone, and the green color bone and orbital cavity is lacrimal bone. Then we have palatine bone that play a significant role in forming the hard palate and also contribute to the separation of nasal and oral cavities. Then we have inferior nasal conchae that are also the facial bone, and they assist in regulating airflow within the nasal passages, enhancing respiratory efficiency. And then we have is the vomer that forms the lower part of nasal septum and play a role in dividing the nasal cavity. Now let's talk about functional importance of all these bones. Each skull bone has a distinct function essential for protecting the brain, shaping the face, and facilitating sensory and mechanical function. The frontal bone contributes to the facial expression and structural integrity, while the parietal bone helps form the protective dome around the brain. Likewise, occipital bone ensures secure communication between the brain and spinal cord, and the temporal bone enable hearing and balance that are crucial for daily interaction and movements. Further talking about functional importance of skull bones, we have sphenoid bone that is vital for structural support, as it forms connection with several skull bones, while the ethmoid bone play a key role in olfactory function. Then we have maxilla and mandible that are central to chewing and speaking, and we have zygomatic bone that shape facial contour and assist in eye protection, while the nasal and lacrimal bones support respiration and tear drainage. Next, we have is palatine bone, inferior nasal conchae and vomer that enhance airflow and nasal function, contributing to the efficient breathing. Now let's talk about the conclusion of our this lecture video. Skull bones are intricately structured to protect the brain, shape the face, and enable crucial functions like chewing, speaking, and sensory processing. Each bone plays a distinct role in human anatomy, highlighting skull importance in daily life and medical application. And this was all about the skull bones. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.